Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to our guest today. Today, here with me there are four special guests for our meetings. I want to introduce each of them. Starting from here, we have Ministry of Youth and Sport, YB Safwan. We have YB with here to joining our meetings today. Okay, welcome YB.
Welcome.
Okay, the next guest we have representative from FAM, Mr. Rahiza Abdul. Today we will talk deeper about football with Mr. Rahiza joining us today. Such a pleasure to have you today, Mr. Rahiza.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, what do we have here? We have Encik, or can I say Captain Al-Hakim?
Can.
Captain Al-Hakim, yes. Captain Al-Hakim is known as our national team football captain. How many years have you been as a captain?
I've been about 5 to 6 years.
Oh yes, 5 to 6 years. That is a long period of time. So there will be more experience that we can have that you can share with us today.
Sure.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, then our last guest we have here is Mr. Nakuman. Mr. Nakuman is the ex-coach, the ex-referee from FIFA. So, how many years did you become ex-referee?
5 years along my journey to become the ref.
Oh, that's also
That's right.
a long time. Okay, so today all of us will discussing and have a meeting about the current issues that happens in Malaysian footballs. Okay, today we will discuss about so much issue that there are more issue that we hope we can help to increase the quality of footballs in Malaysia. Okay, so we will discuss the first issue today. This is the common issue that I think occur at many places in the world. The issue is about the payment to the players, and I want to ask Mr. Rahiza Abdul about this issue. How this issue happens about the payment to the players? Can you help us to understand what is going on with the payment salaries in Malaysia?
Okay, a good question actually. Okay, for the salary problem that occurred in Malaysia, for me, it's not FAM problem because our main job is we just restrict the rules for each club in a Malaysian league to to put their limit on the salary.
Oh,
But if the issue salary, the problem is for the club and the player itself. If the club offer high salary to the player but they cannot pay, so we can do anything, we can do nothing for that. So we have to ask the club to make their limit for the salary. So the player, we have the decision to make whether they want to accept the salary or not.
Okay. I agree with YB Rahizat.
yeah.
So about the salary of football, issue football, the salary money, the money from the minister also give the facility to the every club to take advantage to improvement in the club also. But sometimes the club maybe misappropriate the money to the others team.
Also, we can say the problems occur because the limitation to the player salary, right?
No, I think it's the club. The club they own. They have the responsibility.
Yes.
Oh,
The
so
owner of the club.
so
The owner
the
of the club.
responsibility of the owner of the club.
Yes.
It's not player fault.
No, not player fault. Okay. And the second is about the integrity, right?
Yes.
The integrity of the money that they obtain. Okay. Okay, so the next issue is naturalization. Actually, naturalization is a is not a new issue. It also happens like at other clubs other than other country. Like for example, in
Indonesia.
in Indonesia, yes, and Thailand. Okay, so what about the naturalization for you?
Okay.
What about the naturalization issue from your perspective, YB?
Okay, for me, maybe we must not take any naturalization player because our country every year will be make a new player, superstar player, to increase the club, to increase and to improve the quality of the club to be top of the Asia player. So for me, naturalization is it's not good for our because we will go deeper of the skill of our player, so that the advantage of our player will be low. So the naturalization player will be up, and the other country will see that our country doesn't have a new star player. The other country will see the only naturalization player just improve our club in Malaysia.
Can I add more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. For me, as the ex-referee, I think the local player is good in not just the performance, just the attitude in that field. The local show the good attitude, but somehow the national nationalization player is show the egoist. Sometimes in the field they show there is a superstar. Then they show he arrogant, not listen what sometimes I talk. Then when I use my card as the power, then he reject like that.
Oh, okay, but Wabi, I want to ask about the naturalization player. Okay, I don't think we need to naturalization player in other country because we have many players in a good performance in football. But in my opinion such as Ketem, I see the performance of naturalization player is not good at all.
Yes, I agree with that. So that's why I already told to every club. I have meeting to all every club in Malaysia to always look down the player from other village or other in our country to take more of our local player compared to international player because as what we see when we going to check the in football club, we see that many local players give us high rating and high skill to improvement in our football issue.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you because in other country in the very world, our neighbor Indonesia also has many the naturalization. It's Thailand.
Yes, Thailand, right?
Yeah, Thailand. They've been in the cup just a few weeks ago. So it shows that we have to find a correct player for our national team. Because because we want to find their the strengths,
Yeah,
the speed, their gameplay. We have to adapt to our formation in our national team. That's why I really to I really want to make this team have a number of naturalization.
I think it's good. I think it's good because we need player from other country which have physical, strong, speed, and because they can fight in the field with for example with the defense. Defense, physical of the defense, how to they went to body, right? As we know, many of naturalization players don't have a body, physical strength, but they only have a speed. They don't have skills.
Yes. I also agree with the captain because naturalization player doesn't have a mind to think about the gameplay. Okay, so maybe for our local player, we can develop it from earlier until become a star. So that's why we have we create academy for footballer from start earlier in 10 years old until 22 years old. So that after that we will see which player can be a star and can beat the team.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I
correct.
think that's not good their skill, but good also their attitude in our winning. We have our in Malaysia we have show the himself about their how to adapt the natural attitude in our Malaysia.
And I think the naturalization player is good, but need to correct, very correct
Okay.
to
Selection.
the selection for naturalization player.
Okay, I think I can agree with you. So we can extend the time for we choose to 10 years instead of 5 years.
Yeah.
So the player will develop in the league.
Yeah.
I see about that.
10 years. 10 years, you say, right?
Yes.
Is it too long or not?
Maybe about 5 to 7 years. No, 5 to 7 years.
Sure.
So we can take the the young age, they're still 70-year-old,
Oh, yes.
instead of 30. That's
Yeah.
relevant.
7 years to 10 years is okay, I think.
Yes.
So here, naturalization is very, very hot issues.
Yes.
Very, very important issues. Okay, next we move to the next issues. It is the qualification of referee. So we will discuss what traits do we need to build to have a high quality referee to be at field or at the international tournaments. Okay, what about your opinions as you as a ex-referee from FIFA, Encik Nakuman?
Based on my experience, I think they have two issues that we can show to me. First issue is mental issue of our referee because I know my team sometimes have bad and bad division from our fans that our this team fans then we can and other that the issue is about the technology. Now we have a VAR technology that have a discussion before this 3 years before that VAR can be used in our country. That why we not to use that because they can improve our game our performance in our this field.
Okay, you say about VAR, video assisted referee, right?
Yes.
So at another country they have implementing this thing, right?
Yes.
So how about you from FAM people about this technologies? Is it we need to implement this at in our country or not?
Okay, for me, the VR implementation is really needed, but there's so many concern about the money and the internet problem that okay in our country. So how can we implementing this high technology? Because we have didn't have much budget. So I have to give another question.
Okay, I agree with the Fair,
Yeah.
because I'm from Minister of Youth and Sport.
Yeah.
So that the issue very special, because many football player or fans will ask about the VAR issue. So for me, I will give a detailed explanation. Okay, for the minister, this thing have been brought into the cabinet to sort out the VAR for the football issue. But the cabinet also give also the dana, but the dana not enough to support to buy a new technology of VAR. So the dana will be go to the other sport. So in our Malaysia, we doesn't want to focus only one sport for football also. So the dana we will also go to the other sport,
Yeah.
like taekwondo or hockey, like that. So we doesn't want that other country will see that the football only one in our country. Not like the Europe country. So the Europe country, they focus on for their main sport is football.
Yeah.
As we can see, like Manchester United, sorry, the club yang akan dapat Liverpool,
Yeah.
Manchester City. So that one many fans from other country support the football for the main sport of the country. As we Malaysian the country doesn't want to see the like Johor or like Kedah. The other country doesn't know. In our country, other country doesn't know we have a club in football in our
Yeah.
country.
But sometimes I, such as a player, captain, VAR, we need to score goal. We need to score goal, and we score goal. And then in the last minute, the goal has disallowed about the VAR. For me, frustrated player lah. For me, we win, but we lose because of VAR. Then I think VAR is more advantage or more disadvantage. Benefit.
Okay.
I see that it's very bring a big benefit to our player and also in our country. But I say the dana very limited in our planning to buy a VAR, because the technology is very high technology.
Yeah.
So they need to renovate all the things to make the system is good for all the club.
Yes, I have to agree with the our ministry, because instead we think to use high technology, why we don't spend to to make a better facility in the stadium, because not many club in our country has their own stadium.
Yes.
They just throw on the money.
Yeah.
So we have to improve it. We have to make sure every club have their own stadium, so they can have their own the receipt gate
Yeah.
for their economy club. That's for me.
So everyone have their own opinion about this issue. Okay, so we move on to the next issue, which is about conquer or the nation player call out. You as a captain of Malaysia national team, how do you think about this problem?
Okay, in my opinion, such as captain football, I think it by itself, by itself, because some player need to time to play, but some player need to money.
Yes.
Okay, so in my opinion, I like to play football from child to the adult, and play football is my hobby.
Yeah.
Is my hobby. So
Your passion, right?
my passion. So for me, I need more time to play football. Even I need the salary also in high, not high salary, but if we stay too long in the same club, why not club up our salary?
Yeah.
Because our performance is good at all.
Means that the salary is appreciate ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, if we work, we also want to achieve a higher salary, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
So some player want to be a star player,
Yeah.
want to be a star, famous in Malaysia, and why not other country looking for a good player in Malaysia and be a loan to the other country. In my opinion, I think like that lah. The player show the good performance with more minute play in the field. It's better than you choose the salary, you choose the high salary, then you didn't play. You didn't play. You at bench.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
To your question about the nationality call up,
Yeah.
in several months ago, it's a very hot topic have been surrounding in our country, such as in AF Mitsubishi Cup, some player, some club, he didn't permit their own player to play for the national team. For me, I represented the coach of the national team is very upsetting because if you want to give a better performance in a football national team, you have to call a very great player in every team. But if once club spoil, we didn't enjoy the football because it is for me really bad for the national team mentality. So I want to ask for the player, if you play the football, which is more important between national team or you play your own club itself?
Okay. In my opinion, such as a player, for me, my passion is play football from the child to adult, and my hobby is play football. So, if I play football, I want to give a good performance for the club, and if I in a list for join the country, for example of any cups, so I won't play to country. But if you in the big club and the owner of the club doesn't give you a permit to join, what you have to do? Yes, you want to play, but you can do nothing.
The decision is depends on the
Yeah.
owner.
On the
Yeah.
But the players they have also have the right to choose between they want to play for the country or not. Such as we give the example as Pawi. He from the big club, but he also against the the instruction from the owner. He play also and he really perform really better for the other player that we choose to play. So it's up the player have the right
yeah.
to
The player have the right decision.
yes.
So maybe if the owner of the club doesn't agree to join the country, but we the country will have built new player with new good performance, with new good skill. But we know when to capability to make a new team is hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make a good team with a good compatibility. So for the player, I think they have. For me, I want to play for the country. Because I love of football. I love football and I want to make a name of the country uh, in up
Yes.
in the football association.
Absolutely.
Okay, as a referee, not just referee as a field, I also be rep on your discussion. Okay, I think what Rahizat said is true, and also our fans captain is also true. But somehow, if we need to go also, the player need to go also. He need to ask the permission in their honor. Means if the permission is okay, then he can go. But somehow the owner is very strict. I know that. They say they want to the safety of the player, the health of the player. But this not just about the healthy and this about the loyalty of their own self for their own country.
I also agree with that. So the player, will be fit between to the national and also the honor club. Okay, so the player must be think about their future of their football. Not okay, maybe they think good for the national, but if they go to the national player without the permission of the owner, after they play with the national player, the owner maybe did not take the player to play with their club.
Yeah.
Maybe the meaning of the player will be great down. So they must think like that. The player really doesn't know what they want to do. Either they want to go play with national team or just stay in the club and just listen to the owner of the club, because the owner of the club very very VIP person. So they have a very connected person between the others.
Okay, sorry. So for the card of view, you state that the player mentality is really scared to the owner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's bad for the country if one
Yeah.
the arrogance. So they have to put down the arrogance and they play the free will, whether he want to join or not. So it's not about the owner decision. It's
Yeah.
about the player itself.
That's the main problem in our national team. Our national team, a little bit a problem
Yes.
because the player very stuck in this situation.
I understand. Yes.
So we cannot the minister of sport, also the FAM cannot support, because them very doesn't know where to go, either that way or the other way. Okay.
I think the owner should think the best for the country, not
Yes.
for the club.
Yeah.
Okay,
We as a good Malaysian need to think about our country
Our
first.
Correct.
country first.
Yes.
Where we come,
Yeah.
we are Malaysian.
Yeah. That's right. Egypt. Yes, nanti buka ni. Nanti buka. Okay, so for the last topic today here we have about the injured player. Maybe during the playing time or training time there will be an accident occur for the certain players. We hope that this thing will not happens to anyone. Okay, however this thing might happen, and I want to know what will happen with the injured player. Are they get paid enough, or what will happen to their future? Can you answer that, Captain?
Okay, for the injured player, we also need the good medical for the player in club. So the fertility, the management, the maintenance should be apa ni? they are great maintenance about the especially for injured player for their rehability.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, the injured, the famous injured in among the player is ACL, anterior cruciate ligament. Okay, so the factor the player will be injured is first is too much play in a short time. Too much play in a short time, which is to get 2 days friendly games and the Liga games. Okay, as we know, the player need rest within 3 to 4 days. Okay. Moreover, the mistake and the technical error in the training will be player to injure, such as the muscle and the ligament will be tear. Okay. Lastly, I think about the play style in a match. If you play too aggressive, in a rainy condition, the field was wet, and you play the aggressive, it will be easy to you to injure. This the own mentality and mindset for the player.
Yeah, player to get to make sure that they are safe.
Let's say you have more rest.
Okay.
Okay, I agree with him because this is the big issue in Malaysia actually. Because the stadium, the grass is really slippery. Player really easily to fall down and get injured.
So that's maybe the one of the factor that caused the injury.
Yes. Back in the problem why we didn't implement VAR because there's so many factors such as stadium, medical. We have the high facility of medical, such as the machine that scan the how severe the knee injury.
Injury of the players. Yeah.
So actually some club didn't have so much money to when the player didn't play, they didn't give any salary to play the injured for a long time. So actually, it's for the club itself. They have take a full responsibility to give a good, condition to the player, so they can come back strongly and mentally.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Anything you want to add from YB?
Okay. For the injured, okay, the injured of the player.
Injury.
This issue very come out in our memorandum. So this issue, maybe we can come up with the good coaching, because
Good training.
good training, good coach training. So if you have a good coach training, so you will give timetable. So when the player should be training, when the player should be rest. And also not about the into the field, also about the nutrition of the player. Also just must take care. So this issue, as a minister, I already spoke with all the club to ready the coach, training coach or nutrition coach for the club, because the player is our main key for in country.
Yeah. That's also a valuable works that need to be done. Okay. Ref, anything you want to add?
I think maybe yes, this correct. To build the good facility to improve our performance skill player type. But somehow we need to build the character of the player also, because if why I mentioned that the player it show the role model to our fans, right?
Yeah.
Then after that in the field we know the jealousy the jealousy another player, which another player is the main problem that they do aggressive to someone. They want to get the player down, then they tackle or do the faults that we know that we dangerous to another player. That can be the another player that unsafe. Play in the field.
Mentality of the players need to
Yes.
take care.
I agree with you. I agree with you because it's a job be taken by the referee. He has the power to give the card if the player play too very dangerously to other player. So you have to take the situation. I want to ask you, to the referee it's really become soft or really become hard to give a decision, because sometimes when he give a hard leg to the player, there is no no red card, no red card. So the other player really to give another dangerous tackle to another player. So I want to ask you.
I think that is depend on the person. For me, I'm the medium one, not too soft, not too near. If this is very dangerous, I will use my red card. No very. But somehow another referee, I think they so soft. That mean they just look and then they stop. Look, talk, and then if they do twist of triple, then they use the yellow card.
So as a ref, there need to be a strict warning.
Yes,
Right?
I think that is that.
I think Malaysia need to find a good referee for our league.
Yes, I agree with that. We have good referee, good player, good club, good coach. So
Good honor.
good honor also will give our football to the next level, higher and up. Okay.
I agree with you. Yes. We need good, the structure in the football league from
Yeah.
the road until the shoot.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, like that.
From bottom to top.
Yes.
About the maintenance, management, and
Also like that.
Yeah.
So from the meeting, so for the meetings, the output that we get is so many outputs here. We get the look perspective. We look from different perspective, as from the captains, from referee, and from the FAM, and also from the ministry. So we look at that, and we try as hard as we can to solve all of this issue that we hope we cannot make sure that it never happens, but we can make sure that the rate is going down, decrease. That's all for our meeting today. Thank you so much for you to joining with us today. And I hope we can do this meeting later on to continue of our discussion about the issue in Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.